Good morning, Don. Thanks for stopping by the show. How you doing?
It's great to be with you. I'm doing great.
Yeah, exactly. So listen, before we get into what brings you to Halifax, tell me a bit of your story. You're a BC MP, right?
I am. Yeah, I was elected in 2008, so I'm in my 18th year in Parliament, and
Wow.
I've had a number of roles. I've been finance critic, health critic.
Yeah.
Some things I worked on hard with the dental care plan and the pharmacare plan. So,
Yeah.
And I've been blessed to be interim leader for the past year.
Awesome. What's that been like?
It's been a real privilege. It's been a real privilege. It's challenging, but I think of the people that came before me. Tommy Douglas, Ed Broadbent, Alexa McDonough, Jack Layton, and I feel like I walk on the shoulders of giants. So it's been just a privilege.
Yeah, and I know you got to make the rounds here. You had some events happening in Halifax. You got to meet Claudia Chender, of course, the leader of the official opposition here in Nova Scotia. What do you think support's like for your party here in this province?
It feels strong and growing, and I had a great meeting with Claudia, and she's doing a fantastic job. And I think she's showing people what principled opposition looks like, what pragmatic, practical solutions to the problems people are facing looks like. And she's just really impressive. I know she's fighting against some cuts of the Conservative government here.
Yeah.
That have people really concerned, and that's the kind of voice that NDP brings to legislatures and parliaments.
Yeah, I know you had a meet and greet too with some supporters. What are people saying on the ground about some of the issues facing us these days?
Well, it's pretty common across the country. Affordability is just on everybody's mind. For 5 years we've had really, really high inflation, and now we've got this conflict in the Middle East that is just driving prices through the roof.
Yeah.
So it's mainly affordability, but things like making sure people get health care when they need it, affordable housing. I don't know what it's like in Halifax here, but I did hear that there is a concern. But in where I come from, it's just
it's a crisis here too.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
and needs some solutions as well. You come here at an interesting time because at the end of this week, the federal NDP are electing a new leader. So tell us a bit about what that's going to be like this week with the big convention.
Well, it's really exciting. We have a biannual convention every 2 years, and this one happens to be combined with an exciting leadership contest. We started last October, and we have 5 really enthusiastic candidates who kind of reflect different currents in our party. And so it's going to be a really dynamic convention. There's a lot of excitement. And on Sunday, we'll be announcing the permanent leader.
Wow. There's so much going on in the world right now, Don, that who the next leader of the federal NDP is not top of mind. So actually to look it up, it's Abby Lewis, Heather McPherson, and Rob Ashton. That's kind of the top 3, I do believe, of the 5 candidates.
That's right. And then there's Tenniel Johnson and Tony McQuail.
Right.
So they've all just had really spirited campaigns.
Yeah, exactly. What does the future of this party look like, though? I mean, I was just looking at some of the numbers. Like, I was living in Toronto in 2011 when Jack Layton, of course, was the leader. 103 seats and the official opposition, and now down to 6. Like, how does this party rebuild? I know that's probably not a question for you because the new leader's coming at the end of the week. It's for them. But what would you say to that?
Well, it really is a question for me because we started rebuilding the day after the last election. Parties ebb and flow. I remember when the Conservatives in this country went from majority government of Brian Mulroney to 2 seats.
Right.
I've seen Liberals go down to 34 seats. So parties go up and down. And I kind of view this as an exciting opportunity for the NDP to reimagine and rebuild and decide what does a bold, progressive NDP look like at the federal level. And one thing I hear repeatedly, I heard last night and across the country, is people don't want a US-style 2-party system. They believe that a range of choices, diversity of ideas, makes Canadian democracy stronger and leads to better government. So people want a strong NDP in this country, and frankly, I think we're needed more than ever.
And you need strong MPs within your own party too, because you've got a recent floor crosser from Nunavut, right? Like, how do you respond to that?
Well, our position is longstanding on that. It's not that we oppose floor crossing. What we're saying, though, is that the ballot box is sacred. And if someone wants to sit with a different party than their voters elected, we think they should have to bring that decision back to the voters in a by-election and get a renewed mandate. And I think that keeps the decision where it should be, which is with the voters of the riding. So that's our position on floor crossing.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that too. We've seen lots of floor crossing, whether it's been provincially or federally lately here as well. So what happens for you after Sunday? You give up the interim leader tag, and what happens then?
Well, I go back to being an enthusiastic member of our caucus. Lots of work to do with the 6 of us. We each have about 5 or 6 really important portfolios. So I've got finance portfolio, I've got international trade, I've got jobs and industry. So lots of work to do holding this government to account. And it depends on what the new leader wants us to do.
Exactly. Did you get to enjoy any fine Halifax donaires or lobster or anything?
We did, yeah. And also got a great tour of the Irving shipyard.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's really exciting. I've seen the jobs that's creating and kind of the excitement around that. And the food, the music, Halifax is a great town. Love to come here.
Awesome. Interim NDP leader Don Davies joining us on the show. Thanks for the time this morning, Don.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, and best of luck at the convention this week. We'll see what happens come the weekend in Winnipeg.